1, 2. Hello and welcome to my impromptu playthrough of Children of Isis RPG based on my story of the same name. This is 01 Breaker on the Razor Industries channel. I wrote this book a long time ago, and with character AI I've turned it into an RPG. It's a cyberpunk adventure game set in a dark future featuring complex conspiracy plots. The game has several simple rules that players must follow. Players must create a character and select a psi ability, for example, telementalism, telekinesis, precognition, clairvoyance, remote viewing, or cardiac manipulation, or anything you can imagine, really. And you can start with one psi ability, but attempt to train in others. So gear may include the arm, terminal, weapons, hacking, drone, glider, electromagnetic vehicle. It depends on your choice of character. And you can work with the AI Games Master to help decide or do dice rolls using traditional RPG character design. Other skills may include stealth, lockpicking, hacking, hand-to-hand combat, firearms, driving, persuasion and deception. I mean, it's just limited by your imagination, really. When using psi powers, players must be within close proximity of a target and be able to remain calm and focused. Players should keep track of their character's stats, health and other status effects. You can also roll or decide character's level of Retium addiction. Retium is a drug agents use that sharpens their abilities and focus. Taking too much will result in withdrawals. And players should keep in mind their character's reputation, actions and decisions, as they can affect the game's story and outcomes. And you can always ask the AI Games Master for advice and info too. Be imaginative and creative, have fun and be prepared to get caught up in an incredible webs of intrigue dreamed up by the AI. So I'm proud to present my story, Children of Isis, now on paperback on Amazon. This has been a long time coming to get into a format that I'm pleased with, the AI age now enabling me to visualize the concept and character art to truly reflect my vision. I originally came up with the idea in the late 90s. Looking back, I can see I was drawing upon the pre-Matrix sci-fi of the time. The result is an explosive pulp fiction which is turned inside out by mind-melting existentialism. I took the idea of a dreamlike utopia juxtaposed with the dystopic urban introduction to our PsyOps agents Roach and Gwent. This genesis then exploded into the complete story, which I slowly developed during the following decade, drawing inspiration from my own life and travels. The result is a fast-paced neurofiction thriller that is hard to put down and will leave you questioning the nature of reality itself. So the original idea, I was in high school, there was a creative writing class, maybe 1998, and I just thought of a utopian vision and I juxtaposed that with a dystopian one, and the idea just kind of gave birth from there. And the first chapter I pretty much came up with that day of Roach and Gwent on this mission, and they take this Retium drug that's I actually didn't think about this before, but it's actually like a red capsule, kind of like the red pill in the Matrix, but that was like not intentional at all. So there's no reason to kind of read into that, or you could, I don't know, but it wasn't intentional. It's just quite interesting. But you can very much see it's kind of, drawing upon those kind of cyberpunk influences of comic books and games and movies that were popular during that time. Right, so let's just jump into this, shall we?
Isis, the sprawling island macropolis of Mainframe 6. The islands, originally built long ago as mass quarantine regions, have now become permanent homes to all. The city's most successful inhabitants live up on the highest and brightest peaks, whilst its poorest are forced to live underground in darkness. In a world so crowded and divided, only one force can keep order in the chaos: the Hidden Source, a clandestine organization which controls all, yet only few know of its existence. You are a PsyOps agent for the Hidden Source. You awake to the alarm in your apartment. It is 7 a.m. Choose your name.
Breaker.
Breaker. The alarm blares out and echoes around the small room. You open your eyes and look towards the clock. The time is just after 7 a.m., and the time you always get woken up at. You have to remember to take your Retium tablet, otherwise you'll risk withdrawals.
Take Retium.
You reach into the steel compartment beside your bed, fingers brushing the cool glass vial. Click. The red capsule rolls into your palm. You dry swap it, feeling the familiar bitter heat dissolve at the back of your throat. A pulse flickers behind your eyes. Your arm terminal, AT, buzzes to life, holographic glyphs spiraling in thin air. New mission. Target the Dreamer, located in Ghost City Sector 9 Tango. Classification Zeta threat, precognitive resonance detected, clearance level required. Omega Echo, unlocks if Psych 87. The screen glitches. For a fraction of a second, you see your own face.
Okay, so we've been given a target in Ghost City, which is kind of the defunct pre-industrial sector of this island city, which is now just home to anarchy and gangs. Zeta threat, which means he has precognitive resonance detected. And already in my mind, my character isn't like a precog, so we'd probably have to kind of enlist the help of another agent to help maybe counteract his abilities. When I say cyberpunk, you could say it leans into traditional cyberpunk, but I'm also talking about the genre spelt PSI, so it's kind of like that dystopian but shadow up psychic abilities side of things. I'm going to call HQ.
You tap your AT and scroll down to HQ. It connects. You see a 3D hologram of your handler flicker to life. There is a bit of static.
I guess, sir, I don't know if I'm fully equipped for this mission. I need a partner.
Your handler's hologram glitches. His voice echoes from the AT's small speakers, and then it stabilizes. We don't have time to waste, and we cannot afford to spare a partner for you. His eyes narrow and he looks you up and down. This is a high-priority capture, Breaker. I've already sent you all the information you need to your AT. Are you saying you have a problem?
I'm telemental, sir. Any advice? Oh, I spelled it wrong. You'll figure out how to combat the target's Zeta.
Your handler leans in, face flickering under the cold blue of the holofeed. Listen carefully, Breaker. Zeta types don't fight like you or me. They feel time wrong, see slivers of what might be. You can't outspeed a precog, but you can drown their signal. He taps his temple. Zeta precogs need neural clarity to lock onto futures. Noise disrupts them. Chaos fractures their focus. Tactical advice: deploy psychic static bursts via AT pulse, Emulate REM sleep interference. Trigger mass sensory overload in environment, neon flares, sonic spikes. Attack during cognitive shift, moments after target blinks or breathes deep. Most importantly, do not think about your next move until the instant before you make it, a pause. And Breaker, if they see you coming, they'll already be gone. Transmission ends with a sharp snap.
Damn, well, I guess I'll save all this. And I suppose the best plan is no plan in that case. If he has precognitive abilities, I can't even think about what I might do. Whoops. I'll just quickly save all that to a notepad. Might come in handy later. Okay, where are we? He just hung up. Like, I kind of want to know a bit more about this target. The Dreamer, located in Ghost City. Sector 9 Tango, classification Zeta threat. Clearance required. Omega Echo unlocks if psych profile 0.87. Right, so I have to go in alone. I go to rooftop. I go to rooftop to board glider.
Your glider is waiting for you in the helipad on the roof of the building. The cold air of the early morn bites in your lungs as you clamber in. You activate the engine and the sleek shape of the vehicle hums to life, its metallic wings unfolding like a bird's. With a low growl, it rises up into the air. You're now off your base and ready to head towards Ghost City, the southernmost sector of the city, with the worst reputation and the most crime. It's a dangerous area.
I'm going to let the AI decide, like, what weapons and inventory I have.
You have all the standard PsyOps gear, your ARM terminal, aka AT, rhedium pills for Psi power enhancement neural interface implants, a compact pistol for close quarters combat. Your glider is equipped with high-density ceramic hull, advanced maglift engine, integrated navigation and comms.
I mean, I was hoping for a sniper rifle, you know, wouldn't get close enough to get into trouble. I actually feel like I'm ill-equipped to face this guy because we've got, like, conflicting abilities, so it'd be interesting to see what happens.
You engage the magstrip autopilot. With a low hum, your glider latches onto the electromagnetic highway suspended above Ground Central. Below, the city pulses like a dying nerve. Neon arteries flicker through dense market stalls, synth mists coil from underground vents, and bodies move in endless streams. Holographic ads scream NI5 implants, ascend or be left behind. A faceless woman offers eternal clarity, for 800 credits and a retinal scan. As you cross into Sector 7, the lights thin. The air turns sharp with ozone and decay. The magstrip groans as it descends into disrepair. Patches of dead current force your glider to stabilize manually. You override autopilot, hands steady on controls. Ahead, Ghost City outskirts loom under a broken sky bridge tangled with old cables and dead drones frozen mid-fall, a skeletal forest suspended in time. Static crackles over your AT. Precognitive echo detected. Probability spike, +23 set. A chill cuts through your suit. Not cold. Recognition. Like something, or someone, is already watching you from within the ruins. You're close. Do you proceed on foot? Or push forward at speed through the entrance tunnel?
Pull over, I think. We're already too close.
You pull over your glider in a concealed side street, ducking into the shadow of a long-dead neon sign. The city surrounds you like a dark jungle. The air is still but not silent. Whispers of distant voices and the hum of hidden generators. A stray scrap dog scurries across the alley, eyes glinting orange in the dark. The tunnel to Ghost City is 50 yards away. No one else is in sight.
I'm going to call the handler again because we don't know anything about this target.
You tap your AT and connect the line. The hologram of your handler crackles to life. Breaker. Report.
So what intel do we have on the target? I don't have much to go on.
Your handler grimaces, a flicker of frustration in his stoic features. Look, we're working with scraps here. Precogs are hard to track. They're never in the same place twice. But our intel suggests he's operating out of Ghost City right now, trying to stay out of scanner range and blend in with the rest of the trash. He leans in, lowering his voice. But that's also why you need to keep your side down. Precogs can pick up on psi signatures. You're a walking beacon to this guy.
Well, so they've really thrown me in the deep end here because I'm, have the psi abilities and that's how I'm meant to take guys down, but he's saying I can't even use them, so interesting. Combat pistol for close quarters combat. Right, okay, so this is interesting. I'm going to have to kind of actually not use my psi abilities at first. Okay. Use AT to scan for psi radiation. An AT is basically an arm terminal that they wear on their forearms and it has a holographic display and all that.
The lenses of your AT glow as you activate psi signature scanner. Holographic waves spiral in thin air, probing the surroundings for any psychic energy. The scanner pulses faintly at first. Just the base-level background radiation from the city. But then, suddenly, a stronger signal registers southeast, in the direction of the tunnel. The scanner locks onto it. Proximity alert, possible Zeta-type target. You getting a reading? Your handler asks.
Yes, sir, I better go.
Go quiet, Breaker, your handler hisses. No more calls. No more calls. You're in the ghost zone now. Comms degrade, and he might be listening. You shut down the AT's external broadcast. The city goes silent. Detenevigis of Threshold. You grab your pistol, slide out of the glider, and move low along the cracked mag strip edge. Boots crunching on glass dust and rusted nanowire. The tunnel yawns ahead. A black throat lined with shattered surveillance orbs. Graffiti pulses faintly under UV residue. Tags from dead gangs, warnings in forgotten codes. Halfway in, your head twists. A flash, you see yourself stepping forward, then collapsing. A shadow with no face holds a blade made of light. Gone as fast as it came. Precision check, dream or premonition. Roll dice 10, if failed, you walk into an ambush. If passed, you realize you've already seen this moment, and can change it.
Okay, well that's good. It's asked me to roll a dice, which I'm actually going to, roll a real dice because I don't really trust it if I ask it to do it for me. Okay, here we go. Six.
You're on the edge of clarity. The vision lingers like smoke in your mind. Not just a flash, too real. But you don't panic. Your training kicks in, precogs leave echoes. You felt one, you freeze mid-step. Ahead, the tunnel floor looks intact, but your AT's residual scan shows a microfracture in the grating, shaped like a perfect circle. Too clean for decay. Trap. You crouch, pulse pistol low, and with a flick of your wrist, toss a loose chunk of concrete forward. Click. A thin wire tenses beneath the debris, activating not an explosive, but something worse. From above, 3 needle-thin darts fire silently from concealed ports, coated with Neuralin 9, Synaptech psi suppressant used to neutralize.
It's kind of like taking some actions for me there, so like I'm not going to let it do that. If there's any problem, you know, like that, then you just kind of skip forward.
You failed your precision check.
What? 6 out of 10.
You ignore the vision, pushing forward into the tunnel, certain that it was nothing. You were wrong. As you reach the center of the tunnel, your feet crush a patch of broken glass.
Stop. So on the 6 out of 10 is like, you know, on the good side of the roll, and I'm not going to let it make moves for me.
You focus, the image fades. The vision shifts. The dream is still possible, but just change the future by seeing it coming. You stand poised, pulse racing, silence. Slowly, deliberately, you walk through the tunnel entrance. The magstrip tunnel is thick in shadow now, the city forgotten. No street lamps. No ads. That you don't have the electrobines, ben enclosed from now probasi. Ne will doing colder verbishals to Kennedy. Just the distant hum of a hidden generator. Like a mechanical heart beating. In the dark, something moves.
Yeah, it sometimes speaks in a foreign language there. Okay, pull out gun.
With your weapon drawn, you creep forward. Your senses are hyper-aware. You can hear the scrape of your boots against the metal floor. See every speck of dust that dances in the air. But there is another sound. Soft, barely there footsteps, to your left.
Okay, I'll turn on the night vision of his enhanced eyes.
You flick on the night vision mode of your visor. Everything sharpens in shades of gray. There, in the distance, a shadowy figure moves. They're keeping pace with you, staying out of sight. But you can tell, their boots are too heavy to be a stray dog. And they are getting closer.
Like, I should have specified that was actually like, you know, cyberware in his eyes, but it doesn't matter. Don't want to just blindly shoot at whatever it might be anyway. Maybe a perception roll. Okay, so I'll just do that. Seven.
You strain to see more. The figure is still too far away to make out, but something feels off. You can't quite place it. But this isn't just someone hiding in the dark. There's a rhythm to their movement. You can feel your heart pounding in your ears. The figure is 10 yards away now.
Take cover and hide.
You duck behind a rusted generator. The metal groans as you press against it, but holds. From your vantage point, you keep watch on the shadowy figure. They are only 5 yards away now. You can hear their breathing, deep and even. There's something methodical, almost mechanical, about it. You grip your pistol tighter, heart racing, just seconds away from conflict.
Test psi. Okay, so I'm trying to, you know, run a test of the psi radiation without it making any light from the AT.
You adjust the setting on your AT to activate inner ear audio. It's an experimental feature your handler recommended. Lets you hear your AT's output without an external hologram. Your focus sharpens, and you strain to hear the subtle static pulses of your AT's frequency as it sweeps the area. And there it is, a familiar pulse. Your AT is receiving the faint psychic signal from the figure. Confirmed, they are a Zeta type. A precog.
Well, that's
My
him.
determination to digitation is sturgothen propuit. You can.
Just a weird AI language there. Well, then that's the target. We may as well just, like, bust out the gun and blow his head off. Okay, here I go. Well, actually, is he, can we see him yet? What did it say? You can hear that oh, they're 5 yards away now. Okay, yeah. Okay, here we go. Oh, no, a 3.
You burst from cover, weapon raised, heart slamming like a war drum. Breaker, no.
Wait, that doesn't make sense. The handler wouldn't tell me that. He's told me to go kill the target. I'll try that again.
Your gun is up and firing before the thought has even finished. The shot rings out, echoing in the metal chamber. The figure's head snaps back with a sickening crunch. And yet, it's still standing for a moment. The world seems suspended in time. It slowly looks up, and you see its face. There is nothing there. No eyes, no mouth, no nose. Just a smooth, featureless black mask.
What the fuck? It's some genetically made freak. Damn. Well, I love how it comes up with this stuff. Okay, well then, now it's close enough and it knows I'm there, I'm going to use telemental psi abilities to try and control its mind. Six.
You reach out with your mind, attempting to probe the being's thoughts. But there's no resistance, no mental barriers, just silence. Then, suddenly, a voice echoes in your head. Not yours, not the target's, but familiar. You were never supposed to pull the trigger first. Your vision blurs. The tunnel walls ripple like water. For a split second, you're somewhere else. Lying on an operating table, wires buried in your skull, a child screaming under fluorescent light. Memory? Vision? Shared echo? The featureless figure stumbles back, one hand clutching its temple as if it felt it too. You broke through, but at what cost? Minor disorientation, your AT flashes. Neural strain detected. Radium levels dropping. Do you press the attack with telekinesis, Kappa? Or try to retreat and reassess? Time is slipping, and so are you.
Well, I don't have telekinesis. We just have the one ability at first. And the image of the child on an operating table, that's a reference to the institute where these PSYOPs agents are trained. And it said memory or shared vision or... but I mean, this thing, it sounds like something else. So, I don't know, it's kind of triggering past traumas in me or something. Well, that didn't work, so I guess we'll just take another shot at it. Oof, 4. He's obviously not trained in weaponry. I mean, you know, he's a PSYOPs agent.
Your thoughts are clouded. Your reflexes sluggish. You're about to pull the trigger, then you feel it. A pulse, faint but growing. You can sense energy building. They're gathering something, psi power. A wave of telekinetic energy bursts from the figure, knocking you off your feet. You fly backwards, colliding with metal struts with bone-jarring force. Your body aches, your mind spins. You dropped your gun. When you look up, the figure is gone.
Damn, this thing kicked my ass. Get up and take Retium. He said I needed more.
You stagger to your feet, reaching for your kit. Your head is throbbing. You pop a white pill dry, its bittersweet taste filling your mouth. Everything returns into focus. You feel the adrenaline course through you, sharpening your senses. But even with the boost, you feel off. There's something not quite right about that encounter.
Just edit that, it was wrong. Pick up gun and look around.
Your fingers close around the grip of your pistol. Cold. Familiar. You sweep the tunnel left to right, night vision active, breath steady. Nothing moves, no pulse on AT, no residual heat trails. The figure, but not just gone, erased. The floor where it stood is spotless. No blood, no bone fragments, not even a smear. As if physics itself corrected the mistake of your shot. Then your AT vibrates silently against your wrist. A message flashes in encrypted script. You shot a ghost that wasn't there. The dreamer is not your target, you are. The screen glitches once, then goes dark. Do you reboot AT and report back to HQ? Press deeper into Ghost City towards Sector 9 Tango anyway? Or question whether you ever left that operating table? Choose carefully, Breaker. Reality's thin here, and fraying fast.
It's messing with my head. You shot a ghost that wasn't there. The dreamer is not your target, you are. Use AT to scan.
You power up your AT slowly, shielding the screen with one hand. It flickers, glitches, then boots into diagnostic mode. Environmental analysis, inclusive neural feedback loop detected. Proximity, 0.3 Mitzer. 0.3 meters? That's personal. Your blood runs cold. The scanner shifts to biotrace overlay, searching for residual psychic imprints in the air. It finds one. A faint echo lingers, not from the figure, from you. The AT displays a waveform, a thought pattern mirroring your own, but slightly out of phase. Like a recording playing back with delay. Then another message, this time embedded in the scan data. You were never sent to kill the dreamer. You are the dreamer. Your breath.
My breath, what? I don't think that's really important. Okay, so it's turning into a bit of a horror movie where I can't find this thing and now it's haunting me.
You swallow hard, trying to calm the racing thoughts, the sense of impending doom. But there is no time. You press deeper into the tunnel, your AT's scan mode still active. The tunnel dead ends ahead, a rusted ladder leading to a hatch on the ceiling. You remember your mission. The real mission, get the dreamer, get answers. You climb.
Exit and look around.
You push open the rusted hatch, emerging in a dim alley, empty, cracked concrete all around. Your night vision is still on. Streetlights flare in the distance. Neon from the market glows in the smog. Nothing moves, the streets are deserted. No guards, no stray dogs. No signs of life, but the night holds its breath. Watching. Waiting.
Use AT to scan for target.
Your AT boots up with a low hum. The screen flickers. Glitches ripple through the interface like digital scars. Scanning P-field. A pulse emits from your wrist. Invisible waves rippling into the dark. Detected. Zeta residue trail. 82% match to target the Dreamer. Origin, localized, 4 km distance. Movement pattern, circuitous. Avoiding direct paths, resetting footprints. The holographic map projects faintly above your palm. A single pulsing dot blinks in a derelict tower marked K9 Observatory, Ghost City Reclaimed Zone. But something's wrong. The trail leads inward. Not toward the tower, toward you. And the residue? It's not just his, it's yours too. Same frequency. Same neural decay pattern. Like 2 echoes of the same voice, split across time. A whisper crawls through your inner ear feed, unauthorized, uninvited. You keep chasing me, but we both know who wakes up screaming. Do you follow the trail to K9 Observatory? Backtrack and re-examine where reality first slipped? Or ask yourself why the hidden source sent you to kill yourself? Choose fast, Breaker. Because he already knows what you'll do next.
This thing is messing with my head. Follow trail, of course.
You steel yourself and move forward into the shadows. The tower looms ahead now, a hollow shell of broken glass and rusted struts. Lights flicker from the higher levels. Something's up there.
And this part of Ghost City, like the vehicle can't go in there. It's like just like off-road vehicles, because the mag strips, the electromagnetic strips, don't work. Think of Wipeout. Okay, well, enter tower and go on up.
You step through the shattered entrance of K9 Observatory. The air is thick with dust and decay. Your boots echo on the cracked marble floor as you enter a vast, derelict atrium. Flickering holograms from long-dead systems still play. Fragments of weather reports, forgotten news, and distorted voices whispering in dead languages. You take the emergency stairwell, no power, no lights. Each step upward feels heavier. Your AT pulses weakly against your wrist like a dying heart. Halfway up, a sound stops you cold. Music. Soft, familiar. A lullaby playing from an old speaker embedded in the wall. One you've heard before. One they played at the Institute. Your breath hitches. You keep climbing. Floor 10, 12, 14. Then, level 15 observation deck. The door creaks open to reveal a shattered dome overhead. Moonlight spills across broken consoles and tangled wires. But at the center of it all, a chair sits facing outward toward the city skyline. And in it, same coat, same scar above your left eyebrow. Same blood-stained hand gripping a red capsule between trembling fingers, but eyes that are calm, knowing, tired beyond time. He turns his head slowly and looks directly at you. Took you long enough. Roll perception. Do you see him as real? Or another fragment?
Wow.
E.T.
So yeah, the Institute, it mentions it there. And this thing, this target that is impersonating me somehow and trying to get into my head is playing on my dark past. Oof, 3.
Your mind races. The situation is spiraling out of control. Is he a clone? Is he a clone? Or just a figment of your overstressed mind? You look for clues, any hint that will make sense of this moment. Then, I can show you something. If you want the truth, roll again for perception D10.
Who are you? 4.
Your head's splitting. You see double, triple. He smiles sadly. You don't recognize those eyes, do you? Who is this person? How does he know what you're seeing? No, I don't expect you to. He offers his hand. If you trust me, come to the edge. With me. Roll again for perception.
7.
You focus through the pain somehow, eyes locking onto his. This close, he's more solid, more real, less of an echo. He doesn't flinch, just holds steady. Wait, is that worry in his eyes? Take my hand. Sigyn me sight.
Okay, well, I guess I'll move towards him like I'm going to take his hand and then shoot him. I'm not getting the rolls in. 3.
Your movements are slow, far too slow. The world itself seems to be holding you back. You barely manage to raise the gun before his free hand wraps tight around your wrist. Don't do this, he says quietly. Now you're inches apart, eyes level with his. Your AT, so distant before, now almost too close, begins to crackle static. His breath is warm, his grip steady.
Headbutt. Oops. Headbutt D10. Five.
You lunge forward with a brutal headbutt, but he moves first. He ducks before you strike, twisting your arm down and slamming you hard into the broken console behind. Sparks fly. Your vision blurs. He's stronger, faster, knowing. And then, his voice, low in your ear. I didn't survive 47 timeline resets just to watch you kill us both, again. Your AT flickers wildly. Memory fragment unlocked. A white room. Children screaming under bright lights. A name scrawled on a wall in blood, Breaker 7. You're not just chasing the dreamer, you are what happens when he fails. Do you fight to escape? Ask, what is this place? Or finally surrender, and remember.
Breaker 7. It's almost like it's implying that I'm a clone or something, and he's one of them. Use night vision to look at target's face.
3. Fliege. You switch to night vision, and a face resolves in the darkness. It is your face, not a doppelganger. Not an echo, no, it's you. The same scar on your left brow. The same tired eyes staring out from a familiar face. Your own. The world spins for a moment as you take this in. Then, we don't have much time, he says, his voice quiet now. So, tell me, what do you remember?
He has the same scar, so, like, that can't be a clone. It must be a hallucination or something. I remember nothing.
He cocks his head to the side, his gaze penetrating. Not a single detail, he says incredulously. No sense of déjà vu. No familiar feeling about me?
This can't be real. Are you a clone?
A clone? He lets out a bitter laugh, the sound echoing in the hollow chamber. Look at your AT. Check your neural sync. You glance down. Your psi readout is spiking, 2 identical signatures, fused in resonance. Not 2 bodies with the same mind, 1 mind split across time. He turns slowly, walking to the edge of the shattered dome where Mainframe 6 sprawls beneath, a city of light and lies. I'm not from another lab or vat, he says, voice low. I'm you. 3 weeks ahead, after you failed. He faces you again. The hidden source didn't send you to kill the dreamer. They sent you to erase yourself, before you remembered who built them. A beat. Then your AT pulses once. Autonomous reboot. New message flashes. Run, Breaker, run, they are coming. Do you believe him? Deny it and fight back? Or finally ask, what did I do?
A message from Lady Hanya, deceased. Well, that's interesting. It's kind of read into the subtext of my story. This is like really impressive, the way it extrapolates like lots of good ideas. And it is messing with my head. But what does he mean? 3 weeks ahead? This is bullshit! Oh, drop the dice on the floor. Okay, do that again. Five.
2, your gun fires, unbalanced. The bullet ricochets off a broken console, and he doesn't even flinch. Instead, your AT suddenly seizes. Breaker 7. Breaker 7. Memory lock disengaged. Like a dam breaking, it hits you. A white room. Children in restraints. Screams in the dark, numbers branded on skin. A voice from the shadows. Only one will remember. Only one will break. You were never sent to kill the dreamer. You are the first breakthrough. The original Psi child who saw through the hidden source. Who tried to expose them, and every time, they reset you. Erased your mind. Sent you back like a weapon with no memory of its purpose. Now he stands before you. Not a clone, not an illusion. But you, 3 weeks further down the path of awakening. And for the first time, you're both starting to remember.
This is impossible. You can't be me. Time travel isn't real.
His smile fades as he gazes out over the city. I wish that was true. I wish this were all a nightmare, but it isn't. He turns back to you, his eyes dark. I don't come from some other lab, or an alternate future or reality. I come 3 weeks from now, on the other side of time dilation. I know you don't understand how, but I do. And so do they. What's on the
And that's how you have precog zeta? Spell that wrong.
He smiles grimly at the question, almost like a father talking to a stubborn child. I've had years to train my abilities, he says softly, to unlock everything they buried. I can see echoes, sense intentions. I even have the same scar you do. But that's not all I've done. He takes a step forward, his gaze boring into you. I found your old AT, your journals, your memories. Some days.
Well, it said 3 weeks, not 3 years, right? I don't have precog. You can't be me.
You don't yet, he says quietly. But you will. Just like me, he raises his hand, his AT glows red, matching yours. Then, without warning, a vision hits you. You're standing in this same spot, gun in hand, screaming at a version of yourself who pleads with you to listen. And then, you pull the trigger. The vision vanishes. Your breath is ragged. Your hands shake. You don't have Zeta now, but they suppressed it, he says. Just like they suppressed everything else, the memories, the pain, the truth. He steps closer. I'm not here because of time travel. I'm here because we both dreamed this moment before it happened. Your AT flickers one last time. Zeta unlock. Dream memory confirmed. Breaker 7, self-referential loop. The power isn't from the future. It's from you, remembering what was always there.
They sent me to kill myself. I break down crying. Oh my god. Is that if someone you know is struggling in a crisis, you're not alone. There are resources out there to help. I didn't mean really. They sent me to unalive myself.
He takes a step forward, his own eyes welling with tears. Yes, he whispers, the confession hanging like a funeral shroud. In all your training, all your years on the run, you never imagined this end. Now you realize, with staggering clarity, that they didn't want to kill you, they wanted to erase you. You sob uncontrollably, your chest heaving. I know, he says quietly. I was like you not a week ago, in shock. Disbelief. You've been fighting for years. All I did was watch. His voice cracks. So I want to...
Yes. That got a bit, like, heavy with the, unaliving theme. It doesn't like that, obviously, and for good reason.
I want us to win, he says, suddenly fierce. I want to stop them. And now that you remember, we have a chance. He meets your eye, his gaze unflinching. We can end this cycle, break the loop. But first, you need to come with me.
Prove you are me.
If I'm really you, he says, voice calm now, then I know something only you would know. He takes a slow breath. Your first memory isn't of the Institute, it's before. A house, white walls, a garden overgrown with red vines. You were 6. You were 6. Your mother sang to you in the dark when the sirens came, but they took her anyway. Your breath stops. That memory is buried deep, locked behind years of conditioning. No handler knew that, no file contains it. And then he whispers, she sang Lullaby for Broken Stars, a song never recorded, never shared. Tears return, but different now. Not from despair, from recognition. He holds out his hand again, not as an enemy, not as a ghost, but as yourself, come back to save you from what comes next. Now do you believe me?
Okay. Well, I'm not going to kill myself from the future.
He exhales quietly, relief etched across his face. Like this moment was inevitable, even if he dreaded it. Good, a small smile. Follow me. He turns for the door, glancing at the city and taking all the time in the world. It's time to learn what you forgot, and why this really began.
I follow.
You follow him into the heart of K9 Observe, silent as the wind. He seems to know the entire facility like the back of his hand, taking you on a path down stairwells across shattered walkways, through the ruins of a hidden medbay. Then, a blast door. Steel. Impenetrable. Locked. The only Titmanos. You'll know if fano. Sip.
What is this?
One, a blast door? A trap? Or, you're not sure what to make of it. He turns, looking at you with something between pity and resolve. This is where they keep the truth, he says. The original recordings, the Institute's logs on Subject 7. He points to a panel beside the door. Biometric scan required, source OMEVIL clearance, and below it, scratched into the metal in shaky handwriting. Only one key opens this door, your mind. Your AT pulses once, then projects a single prompt. Initiate neural sync with lock system YN? Do you press forward, or pull back? This is the point of no return.
Yes, and that's clever because I think it said I had a mega level clearance right at the beginning. So it must have remembered that. Yes.
2. You confirm the sync. A sharp jolt hits your temple, like an ice pick driven into your skull. Your vision fades. For a moment, you're back in a different place. A room made of gray concrete, bright light from above, straps around your wrists and legs, holding you down. Then, your eyes snap open. The blast door hums into life. Inside, you can hear the steady pulse of hidden machines.
Waiter's door opens.
You stand there, frozen for a moment, heart pounding. Finally, the blast door's lock clunks open with a deafening boom. A wave of heat and stale air wafts across your face. You catch a glimpse of something in the darkness. A hallway, filled with blinking lights. But then he grabs your wrist, pulling you through. Hurry before someone sees.
We go inside.
You step into a narrow passageway, cramped corridors lined with banks of ancient servers. Each rack is labeled with your project code, 7. Along the corridor, you pass more blast doors, all closed tightly and labeled with different subject designations. He stops beside a console, tapping quickly into its keyboard. Don't look yet. I need to find the right file.
Examine area. Without moving.
For a moment, you stand there silently, trying to listen and take in the area. Ancient servers hum, their light like a steady heartbeat. Every so often, one of the racks flickers, sending shadows shifting across your face. A few other consoles dot the tunnel, all of them covered in dust and cobwebs, or spiderwebs. It's hard to tell which. Every sound seems to echo oddly, almost like whispers. Every few seconds, you hear a faint click, as if something somewhere is watching.
Wait for file.
Finally, he steps back from the console, breathing a sigh of relief. Found it. He glances toward you, voice calm but with an urgency undercurrent. Close your eyes.
I do so.
Your mind's racing. What's happening? What's he going to show you? Before you can think, you hear him say, "Now open and look."
I look.
You open your eyes, expecting a video or hologram, and the scene around you changes. You look around, but you're not in underground tunnels anymore. Instead, you're standing in the middle of a whitewashed, windowless room. The air hangs heavy, thick with antiseptic. The silence is deafening. And then, at the far end of the room, a door unlocks. Something is coming in. Is coming in.
Okay, just taking a quick break. Right. I guess tell him to get down and we take cover.
You see him in your peripheral, eyes wide with fear as he registers the room, the walls, and the sound of footsteps. Down, you say quietly. Get down.
We wait.
You drop on instinct, pulling him with you. You duck behind a table and crouch there, listening. The footsteps sound closer now, the door creaking open.
— Check AT for psi energy.
2 Your AT flickers as you glance at it. The screen glows dimly. Zeta spike detected, 98%. Self, then, without warning, shuts off. No power, no standby light. Just dead. And in that silence, a child speaks from the doorway. I don't want to go back in the chair. It's your voice, but younger, terrified.
Oh, stop it. It's getting so weird. I look out.
You peek around the table. A child stands at the door. You see them, but the image is distorted, flashing like a camera with a broken shutter. Some parts show a boy, some a girl, but always so young. The child says something else. Please, don't make me.
Oh, it's some type of flashback.
Your heart skips. This doesn't feel like just a memory. It feels like something you're meant to see, something meant to change you, something to remember. The child takes a few steps forward, still indistinct. The room begins to tremble. Why are you doing this to me?
We watch.
The image grows more clear. You see the child more clearly now. The trembling grows with every step, the entire room beginning to shake. The little boy, you realize they're wearing hospital scrubs, just like the ones you had on when you woke up in the lab. They stop, standing right in front of you, but their face still isn't clear. Why can't you see their face? Suddenly, the child's face clears. It's you, same eyes, same scar above the eyebrow, only smaller, fresher. And behind you now, standing at the far end of the room, a figure in black, watching silently. A voice comes from your younger self. You left me here.
I am you.
The 6 You stare at the child, your younger self, and for a moment, you feel something deep inside. Like a wound opening after years of being stitched shut. I left you, you whisper, voice trembling, but I didn't know how to come back. And then the truth hits harder than any bullet. You weren't sent to kill the dreamer. You were running from yourself, from this memory, from the pain, from the moment they took everything and made you their weapon. Your older self beside you doesn't speak, just watches, eyes filled with sorrow and pride. Because finally, Breaker remembers.
Stunned from the shock, I gaze on.
Seven, you stand there, frozen in the weight of it all. The child, your younger self, doesn't move, doesn't blink, just stares into your eyes, as if searching for the you that was lost. Then, slowly, they raise a small hand and touch the air between you, like pressing against an invisible barrier. And through it, a whisper, "Don't forget me this time." The room shudders. The lights flicker once, then die completely. In the darkness, your AT suddenly reignites. Welcome back, Breaker 7. Your older self grabs your arm firmly now. not to pull you away, but to turn you toward the door at last. Enough watching, he says. Now we act. Follow him into deeper levels of K9, try to reach out and cross back into that memory, or ask, who was watching us?
Follow him.
9. You turn without hesitation. The path ahead is dark, narrow, descending deeper into the bowels of K9 Observatory, but your steps are no longer uncertain. Each footfall feels intentional, like time itself adjusts to your stride. He leads you past broken bulkheads, flickering hazard lights, and corridors lined with shattered psi containment cells, each labeled with a number, 777. Again and again. Clones, failed versions, or just different fragments of you, erased when they remembered too much. At last, he stops before a heavy vault door marked Shug 0. No keypad. No biometrics. Just a single phrase etched into steel. Only the broken see through the lie. He looks at you. This is where it began, he says quietly, and where we end them. Your AT pulses once, autonomous override restored, and projects 3 symbols in glowing red. Kappa online, telekinesis restored. Gamma standby, mental link active, self-sync. Zeta unlocked, dream memory feed. Live, you are no longer just an agent. You are the first breaker. And now, you remember how to fight back. Move toward the chamber, or prepare psi weapons first.
Well, then this has unlocked my telekinetic abilities that were dormant, I guess. I mean, it gets really deep and convoluted, you know, it surprises me often, like, the level of the conspiracies or just how it puts this all together, you know. And I asked it, like, does it come up with this stuff as it goes, or you plan it in advance? And it said it had multiple plot lines depending on what my decisions are. I mean, I don't know if I believe that or not, but it's very intelligent. I guess I'm going to familiarize myself with my telekinetic powers.
Seven. You close your eyes, focusing on the red glow of Kappa now pulsing in your vision. A deep hum rises within, your bones vibrating with latent force. You raise a hand, and the air shivers. A broken console nearby trembles, then lifts slowly, unsteadily, as if caught in an invisible current. Your breath steadies. Focus. Control. One King Lavernicious. Will. Another flick of your fingers, this time sharper, and a rusted steel plate rips free from the wall, spinning once before clattering to the floor like a thrown blade. It's working, but it's not perfect. Your head throbs, psi drain creeps in at the edges. He watches you closely, proud but cautious. Kappa was always yours, he says quietly. They tried to suppress it, said you were too unstable. He smirks slightly. Turns out, they were afraid. Kappa strength, 45%. Stress increases PSI feedback. No radium intake detected, withdrawal imminent. You're running on borrowed power, and borrowed time. Test full telekinesis? Forge ahead into origin chamber? Or demand answers first? Who is Subject 0? Nine. You grab a vial from your belt. The familiar acrid taste cuts through you as you swallow, and a sudden clarity comes. Subject 0, you whisper. Who is it? He hesitates. Then, you'll understand soon enough. And after that, it's going to be a fight we can't run from. He takes a breath, glancing toward the vault door. We can't hesitate this time. We can't lose. We can't lose.
Check gun. Okay, let's go.
1. You check your weapon. fully charged, ready. But something feels off. As you grip it, a flicker passes through your vision. For a split second, the gun isn't there. Then it returns. Okay, you say. Let's go. He nods once, then places his hand on the vault door. Subject 0. Only the broken see through the lie. The lock disengages with a deep clunk. The door begins to open, and from within, a single voice echoes. Welcome home, Breaker 7. We've been waiting for all of you.
Examine.
The room beyond is vast and dim, lit by strange glowing lights from above. Rows of glass enclosures, cryonic chambers, or something more sinister. It's hard to see from here. In the center, standing before a massive hollow display, is a man in a suit. He stands in silence, unmoving.
Waiting. We just stand there saying nothing.
You feel a tug as you step forward. Not physical. Something else, like a tug at the heart, a sudden dread of dread. Your head grows light. Then the room begins to shift. The floor seems to drop a few inches. The lights dim, the shadows crawl along the walls. In the center, the man looks up. I see you've remembered, he says coldly. How predictable. And a bit disappointing.
Who are you?
The man turns slowly, face still shadowed. You don't recognize your own reflection, even now. He steps into the light, and you see him clearly. It's you, but not as you were, nor as you will be. This version of you wears a Synaptech uniform, rank insignia glowing at the collar, director of PSI research. His eyes are cold, calculating. No trace of empathy, only control. I am what happens when Breaker 7 chooses to obey. Your older self beside you tenses immediately. Ah, he says quietly, so this is him. The one who stayed loyal. You feel your grip tighten on the gun. But something worse claws up from inside. Recognition. Not just memory, identity.
I am not a clone! I scream.
The director smiles thinly, a smile like a viper's grin. That's not what I hear, he says. That's not what I see. He tilts his head toward the glowing cryotubes. Which is the real you, I wonder? Is it the one you were, the one you've become, or just another broken copy?
No, stop.
Nine, you scream it, not in fear but fury. I am not a copy. The word rips through the chamber like a thunderclap. And then your sigh flares to life. Kappa surges. Every glass tube in the room shatters at once. Fragments hang midair for a split second, then blast outward in a storm of glittering glass. Alarms scream. Red lights flood the chamber. Your AT explodes with data. Kappa maximum output. Zeta fees. Zeta feed dream loop detector. Warning, emotional surge compromising ply control. But you don't care. You step forward, hand outstretched, and with one thought, a steel beam rips from the ceiling and hurls toward him like a spear. Only to stop midair, frozen inches from his face. He doesn't flinch. Instead, he smiles wider. Good. You're finally becoming useful.
It drops. Sorry, lost control there, because I didn't actually tell it to do that, but it was quite good anyway.
Control, the director says softly. That's always been your limitation, hasn't it? A volatile, half-trained weapon with no real purpose. Your older self steps closer, a hand on your arm. Ignore him, he whispers. He's trying to provoke you, to make you lose control.
How many of us are there?
More than enough, the director says, looking over the wreckage of the chambers. He smiles thinly. Everyone perfectly crafted to suit a specific purpose. Everyone loyal. Everyone ready to act when called. every one without a will of their own.
Loyal, they told me to kill him. Me.
Six. The director doesn't flinch. Ah, he says coolly, you finally understand. Not him, you were never sent to kill a target. He steps forward, voice dropping like a blade. You were sent to kill the rogue copy. The one who remembered too much, resisted programming, broke protocol. His eyes lock onto your older self, the one beside you. That version of you. Then he tilts his head toward the shattered tubes, the empty husks, and now look at you. Hesitating. Questioning. Emotional. A sneer forms. Weak. Just like Subject Zero. Your AT flickers violently. Zeta warning. Dream feed corrupted. Identify target. Reality layer 3 active. And in that moment, you see it. The director's face, flickering slightly beneath the surface, like a mask made of light. He's not just another version of you, he's wearing someone else's truth. Do you attack before the illusion solidifies? Ask your older self, who is Subject Zero, really? Or reach into Kappa and crush the hollow projector feeding his image.
I turn to the doppelganger and ask why he lied about being from the future.
Your older self looks at you, face weary but hopeful. That's your question? He says dryly. Not who is Subject Zero, or who is that man trying to become me, or what the hell is even happening right now. He shakes his head, smiling slightly despite himself. Only you would focus on that right now. The director watches from the shadows, face flickering, like a glitch in a simulation. What do you say? What do you say? What do you say? In the chops like product thermoblik.
I pull the gun. I have a job to do.
10. You raise the gun, steady, calm. The chamber falls silent, not just your voice. Your will cuts through the noise of memory, lies, and looping time. I have a job to do. And for the first time, you know what that job really is. Your sigh surges, not wild, not focused. Kappa locks onto the hollow projector above. Metal groans as it tears free from the ceiling and slams into the floor beside you, a warning shot. Dream layer stripped, reality frame stabilizing. The director's form glitches violently. The face you saw melts away like burning film, and beneath it, a woman appears, pale, eyes wide, neural crown fused to her skull, blood trickling from her temples. She gasps, real pain in her breath, and looks at you with something like recognition. Breaker? She whispers. You're alive? Your AT screams red. Hanja. Biological signature match 99%. But she's standing right in front of you. Breathing. Fighting back tears, or maybe programming. Zero, she says weakly. They used me to mask him, but I remember now. Who? Demands your older self. Who did this? Before she can answer. Alarms erupt through K9 Observatory. Synaptech lockdown protocol. Source Omega termination order issued. All units deploy. They know you've seen too much. They're coming to erase everything again, including you both, if they have to. Do you shoot Hanja before Synaptech arrives? Eliminate risk, grab her hand and run? If they used her, can we save her? Or turn on your older self? Are you really sure he's real either? Choose fast. Footsteps echo in the hall.
Seeing her causes flashbacks. You are meant to be dead.
Your vision shatters. You're back in Lady Hanja's penthouse. Glittering city lights, silence before the storm. You see your hands steady, cold. Her neural crown glows red as you press your fingers to her temples. Sleep, you whisper. And she does. But this time, you hear her last thought bleed into your mind. It's not over. I'll wait for you in the dream. And now here she is, alive, not dead, not erased, impossible. No, worse. The gun trembles in your hand, not from fear, but from betrayal of purpose. You were meant to be dead, you scream. But it's not rage fueling it now. It's grief, confusion. The terror that everything you fought for was a lie built on orders that never made sense. And then she says softly, I let you think I died, so they wouldn't kill us both. Her eyes lock onto yours. I'm not just Hanja anymore, I'm what remains of the first breaker. Your AT glitches violently. Memory fragment unlocked. Project Zero. A warning. You were not the first consciousness in this body. Footsteps grow louder down the hall. They're coming fast. Do you pull her close and run? Trust overrides mission? Disbelieve, shoot first before emotion corrupts judgment? Or look at your older self and demand, did you know? Time runs out. Choose now.
Okay, so they've sent in a hit squad to kill us all. And I don't know if killing the target is going to save me at this point, because apparently I know too much. What is Project Zero?
The question stops her short. She shakes her head, not in dismissal, but confusion. You really don't know? Your older self glances toward the door, the footsteps echoing through it. Not just one pair, now dozens. There isn't time to explain, he says grimly. But you need to know the truth. About where you come from, and why you exist. Trust him, or run now.
We are all going to die. Take defensive positions.
Wait, he says quickly, not in command, but pleading. We don't need to run, because we've been through this before. You can see the truth in his eyes. He knows exactly what's coming, what he wants to do. I know a way out, he says. Trust me, but it's a last resort. If you want to survive, you have to let me take control. If just for a few minutes.
Okay.
He turns, hand outstretched. I'm going to have to take over your body, he says. But there's no risk to you. You'll just have to shut down and let me move for a while. Can you do that?
It just gets weirder. Fine.
You nod. He places his hand on your temple, just like you did to Lady Hanja. For a moment, nothing happens. Your vision fades. Your body goes still. Your breath slows. You're aware, but not in control. From somewhere far away, you hear him say, Hold on, Breaker. This is how we survive. And then, movement. Your body moves, hands shift grip on the gun, feet reposition. Spine straightens, not like you would, it's different now. Calmer, deadlier. A faint smile touches your lips, the one that isn't yours. Let them come.
So now this precog doppelganger has taken me over, so I should have extra skill in taking on this hit squad that's about to come in through the door. With precog abilities, I brace for gunfight.
Your hands tighten around the handgun. Not a gun for you. Not anymore. It's something new. It's something new. Something you've never been trained for. A weapon like this is designed for one thing only. Mass destruction. A dozen sets of footsteps approach down the hallway. You wait, silent and still, waiting. Thud. A heavy battering ram hits the door.
Roll d10. 4.
The door explodes. Synaptech troopers flood the lab, synchronized, coordinated, prepared. Your body pivots, gun raised. 3 shots, 3 down. They return fire. They return fire. And the Vodern.
Use Kappa Kinetic. Psi. Roll D10. 2.
Nine. The force field you unleash catches the oncoming hail of lead. A shield of telekinetic power stops the bullets in midair, then shoves them away from you, back toward the troopers. They scatter. Taking no resumfer. But you don't wait, your body rushes them, fast. 3 down in seconds. Then 2 more. But the bullets keep coming. A hail of gunfire fills the lab. Sparks shower down, but none find you.
Well, it nicely ignored my roll there, but I'll let it. Use Telemental to turn them on themselves. One.
Your mind reaches out, cold, focused. Gamma engaged, mental link, target lock 5, you don't speak. You push. 5 troopers suddenly freeze, weapons lowering, then turning. One by one their guns rise, pointing at their own comrades. Chaos erupts in the ranks. Shots ring out, not from your side, but from within theirs. 2 fall to friendly fire before the others realize what's happening. 1 screams, PSI hostile. Suppressor field now. A siren blares. An electromagnetic pulse crackles through the air. Gamma strength depleting, neural overload 78%. You stagger, but your older self still holds control. He smirks through your face, the bloodied lips curling like a blade drawn in silence. They always bring too many. The room is on fire now. Hanja crouches behind a shattered console, watching you, him, with something between awe and terror. Footsteps echo deeper in the hall. Reinforcements, or someone worse?
It's pronounced Lady Hanya. And it keeps ignoring my rolls, but it's okay. Like, that was a bad roll anyway. I should probably be more specific when I put the number.
Your body spins like a whirlwind of motion, dodging, parrying, striking. 29 down, 11 still standing. But not for long. Thud. A heavy boot kicks the lab door open. A shadow stands in the doorway.
Look from cover.
You peer through the smoke and freeze. A towering, shadowy figure stands in the doorway. A massive shadow, nearly 7 feet tall, covered head to toe in black tactical gear and a metal visor. It looks almost like a human, but everything seems wrong about it. He steps forward, each footfall echoing like thunder.
What the fuck is that?
Everyone freezes. Synaptech soldiers, you, even Lady Hanja by her console. None of them speak, but the shadow does. Its voice cold and hollow, like a hollowed-out chamber of iron. I was told we're here to collect a rogue agent. Not a second. You want to explain why you've eliminated my men in the process?
No. Oh, 0. Oh wait, no, 0's a 10. Yeah, 0's a 10 because it's 0, 1 to 9, so it's a D10.
You raise the gun, but the figure is faster than you would think. A steel hand catches the bullet inches from your chest, holding it like it's nothing. The figure smiles, closing its fingers around the gun. Not many are foolish enough to challenge me. That's twice you've tried.
You must have me confused with my twin.
It tilts its head, still holding the gun. The records suggest otherwise. His voice is almost playful, as if this is all a game to him. He takes a step forward, crushing the handgun like it's made of paper. But we have time. I've always wanted to test myself, especially against the legendary Breaker 7. You won't be easy, will you?
Use the Kappa to kinetic power to drop stuff from ceiling. Roll a 5d10.
Six. The telekinetic field you unleash sends a dozen broken lab equipment, microscopes, test tubes, consoles, hurtling straight for the figure. He glances between them lazily, as if weighing his options, then steps to the left, a split second before the shrapnel would have struck him. He walks over to a pile of debris, flipping broken equipment away as if it weighed nothing. His voice echoes in the ruins of the lab. Is this your best effort?
Do something I say to Dreamer.
8. You turn your head, just slightly. Lady Hanja sees the look in your eyes. Not panic, not fear. A silent command. And then she moves. With a sharp gasp, she slams her palm onto the shattered console behind her, channeling something raw and glitched into the system. Emergency override. K9 core feed. Activate Dreamlayer conduit. Lights flicker violently. The air shudders like glass under pressure. Suddenly the world bends, shadows stretch too long, voices slow to echoes. And time stutters as a low hum fills the chamber. The dream layer is opening, just for a moment, and through it, a fractured memory emerges. Children in white rooms, needles, screams drowned by lullabies. But most of all, one voice whispering over and over. Subject 0 is awake. The masked figure staggers, just slightly, as if hit by an unseen force. His visor glitches red, flickering with corrupted data. He's not used to this kind of psi interference, especially not from someone who was supposed to be dead. Hanja locks eyes with you, breath ragged. I bought you 5 seconds. Use them. Do you attack now while he's disoriented? Grab her hand and dive into the Dreamlayer conduit? Or turn on your older self? Who are you really?
Dive into the Dreamlayer conduit? What? Voice slows to echoes, time stutters low and fills the chamber. So he's opened up some type of like portal or something. Okay, grab her hand. Grab and dive.
You grab her hand, and the world goes white. The lab, the soldiers, the masked figure, all disappear as you fall into the dream layer. A place not exactly a dream, but not quite like reality either. It's glitchy, fragmented like a dream, but hyper-clear like a memory. You and Hanja stand in a white corridor. Her hand shakes in yours, but she doesn't pull away.
Where are we?
Hanja smiles, still scared, but trying to hide it. This is the dream lair. She steps forward, motioning for you to follow. It's a place I've visited many times, to hide memories, to hide information. It's not real, but it's close enough to reality to feel real. You walk together through the corridor, white, empty, endless, like a never-ending hallway. And then, finally, a break in the whiteness. Up ahead, you see a small console built into the wall, red-colored, different from the endless white. Hanja stops in front of it, taking a deep breath. I'll open the gateway back to the real world, but first, we have to remember.
What do I need to know?
She presses a finger to the console and closes her eyes. A panel slides back, revealing a strange device within. It hums quietly, like a heartbeat. Hanja turns to you, taking your hands in both of hers. Her fingers tremble, but her voice has a quiet determination. You need to remember what you've forgotten, who you are.
Tell me, mother.
A tear trickles down her cheek, but she doesn't look away. Not here, she whispers. Close your eyes. Legend. The idiot.
I do.
Darkness, then a sudden flash of light. You're no longer in the dream lair. Instead, you stand in a room, a glass enclosure with thick iron walls. It looks like a prison, sterile, silent, empty. Except, in the middle of the room, you see a man crouched against the far wall, his head in his hands. As you watch, he raises his head and turns. He looks exactly like you. He sees you, and a look of fear crosses his eyes. He's younger than you, and you can still see the traces of a young man he once may have been. But there's a coldness in his expression, a distance. He shakes his head almost to himself. No, he whispers to you. Not you, this can't be real. Then something else dawns in his eyes, understanding. A bitter smile forms on his lips. You're a dream, he whispers. Aren't you? Aren't you?
No, that's you. I'm real.
He stands slowly, almost like in a daze. How? He says quietly. That's not possible. That's not possible. Before you take a step forward. I'm not just a dream, you say. And neither are you. He flinches, his hands rise slightly, like he's about to attack. But then, the console behind him beeps. A voice, familiar, cold, cuts through the silence. Subject 0, memory anchor detected. Reintegration in progress. Suddenly, his face glitches, like a video feed skipping frames. And for one horrifying second, you see two faces in one, your own, and Lady Hanja's. The man stumbles back into the wall and gasps. No, I'm not supposed to remember her. The room begins to tremble. White cracks spread across the glass walls. This memory is breaking down, because remembering this truth was never allowed. Do you? Grab him. We have to get out now. Scream at Hanja. What did they do? Or realize, you're not rescuing anyone, you're waking up inside someone else's mind.
Make it stop, Hanja. Stop playing with me.
You turn, shouting at Hanja, and suddenly time stutters. Everything slows to a halt, but only for a heartbeat. A heartbeat that feels like an eternity in this moment. And then time breaks. The entire world fractures, glitching violently around you as Hanja staggers back against a row of consoles. She's tearing this memory apart. She looks up at you, eyes wide, trying to smile somehow. Keep remembering.
I keep looking.
Focus. Your mind feels like it's tearing itself apart, but you still have control. You know this pain. The memory's world shakes, then stops. You stand in darkness, the shattered remnants of the dream layer. Everything around you is broken, but you're still intact. Hanja, she's just pixels now, falling to the ground. You're the only real thing here. You watch the remains of the dream layer crumble away around you. The memory's breaking, but something else breaks through the static noise of destruction. A steady, rhythmic beeping. You turn, and there, barely visible in the darkness, you see a blinking light, a console. Still intact. Still intact.
I use it.
You approach the console, hands unsteady. Something feels different. It's like the dream layer is no longer between you and reality, as if you're back to real life. Almost. The console looks familiar. The same one Hanja used.
I look up how many clones they made of me.
The console flickers, resisting at first, like it's protected. Then, with a final whir, the data floods through. Breaker 7, Genetic Clone Archive. Status, 42 active profiles. Phased deployment terminated. Patch 3 missing, 1 active U. And then, deeper access. A second file unlocks, encrypted with Hanja's neural key. You read it, and your breath stops. Not clone. First mind, last mind. Original human consciousness harvested after death. Uploaded into synthetic bodies across time to serve the hidden source. You weren't made to replace someone, you were resurrected to obey. And the man in the cell, that was you, the first you, who refused. The one who tried to escape. The one they erased from history. But not from memory. Your AT vibrates violently. Zeta warning, temporal echo detected. You are not alone in your mind. Something stirs behind you in the dark. A voice whispers, now you see, we're all still dying.
It's the voice of my doppelganger, I assume.
You whirl around, but no one's there. Just the shadows, stretching further into darkness, moving slightly out of the corner of your eye. There's something wrong about this moment. Like everything is just a few seconds off. Then you hear it again, louder, laughing. 9. The voice echoes, not just in the dark. It echoes in your mind. You still think you're real? It says. After all this, and then you see yourself step from the shadows. Not older. Not younger, but different. A version of you, eyes glowing faintly with a blue hue, like corrupted code burning behind glass. I am what remains when they wipe you clean, he says. The backup that never got deleted. He takes a slow step forward. You're not Breaker 7. You're Recursion 1. Your AT flickers. Core identity conflict, primary mind override pending TM level 0 withdrawal imminent. Your hands begin to shake. Not from fear, from truth collapsing around you like dying stars. Do you scream at him, I'm the original. I remember her. Collapse, as radium starvation hits and reality warps. Or realize, he's not your enemy, but your echo trying to save himself through you.
Collapse. It's like I've done too much retium and getting a withdrawal.
3. The world sways, and then the white dream layer shifts back to a blinding white. You're back in the room, with Lady Hanja. She looks up at you, eyes wide. I have to bring you back, she says urgently. There's no time. You shake your head, trying to focus, to make sense of what's happening. And then a harsh electronic beep cuts through the silence.
Examine room.
You're still in the glass chamber, but it's different now. Wires stretch off to both sides, extending further than your vision permits. They pulse slightly, like an electric current. The entire room seems to hum, a low vibration that sets your teeth on edge. And then you notice another sound, quieter than the hum of the wiring, softer than a breath. Breathing. Someone's breathing, low, steady, coming from one of the rows of chambers to your right.
I look.
You move down the row of chambers. Each is identical. A small glass enclosure with a single bed and a row of life support monitors connected to the ceiling. They're all empty, until you reach the far end. A figure lies on the bed, chest slowly rising and falling in the dim light.
Where is everyone? Where's the target?
As you reach the bed, the figure turns their head, and you see a face under the shadow of a dark hood. It's a man, but he doesn't look like a soldier or a scientist. His skin is rough, covered in faint scars, and his eyes glow faintly in the dim light. His breathing is steady, almost like he's sleeping. Then you glance at the life support monitors, the ones you dismissed as being empty. That's when you realize. All the other monitors show no sign of life.
Maybe you can explain what is going on.
He opens his eyes, and a small smile forms on his face. His voice is barely above a whisper, raspy and pained, but certain. Not yet, he says. But I've waited long enough. For you. One of the monitors nearby begins to beep erratically, growing louder.
And why is that?
A shadow passes across his face, a momentary look of fear. He sits up abruptly, wincing in pain, as if something is causing him discomfort. Because they're coming for me, he whispers. And I won't have much time. His eyes focus on something over your shoulder.
I look over.
You turn, but you see nothing in the shadows. Just the endless rows of empty chambers stretching into darkness. Then you see it. Something moving, fast, as if darting out of sight down one of the rows. And then you see it again, farther than the first time. Moving closer. Moving closer.
Use telemental abilities on it. Roll d10. 4.
You reach out with your mind, gamma energy surging through your skull, but the target resists. It's like trying to grab smoke. A sharp jolt of psychic backlash hits you. Your nose bleeds instantly, vision blurring at the edges. And then, from deep within the corridor, a voice echoes, soft, distorted, yet familiar. You always reach too soon. The doppelganger steps into partial light, just enough to see his synthetic eyes flicker red to blue like corrupted data. He's not just a memory, not just an echo. He's integrated, and he knows your moves before you make them.
The target?
He takes a step closer, a faint smile forming on his lips. That's when you hear it. The high-pitched, rhythmic beep of the life support monitors. All the chambers around you are now active, like every system in the room just came back online. They're watching the room itself shudders. And you hear a faint hum building. A sound like a turbine spooling, low but increasingly loud.
Where did the death squad go?
He smiles again, taking another step. The life support monitors nearby begin to pulse faster, like the target's breaths, rising in panicked rhythm. But still he laughs, his voice low but certain. They were never going to save you. The hum is building now, louder with every heartbeat. Like a countdown, the entire chamber begins to vibrate.
I know they were trying to kill us. How did you survive?
Eight. He tilts his head like you finally asked the right question. I didn't, he says. I was replaced. A flicker in the light. For just a moment, you see two versions of him, one real, one made of data, superimposed like ghost and flesh. They erase us when we disobey. But every time they delete me, I leave a fragment behind. A piece of memory buried in the dream layer. He taps his temple. I've died 42 times. Each clone wiped after failure, but not before leaving a whisper. Suddenly, your AT pulses, not from you. Z alert. Temporal anchor locked. You are not the first to wake. And then it hits you. The death squad wasn't after her. They were here to clean up what survived, and you're standing in it.
Wait, then the target is eliminated. Mission complete.
The doppelganger smiles, and it's not a friendly grin. You wish for a happy ending, he says. The hum is louder now, almost deafening. The other targets in the chambers around you are all still alive. Some have their eyes open. Others are just stirring, still waking up from stasis. They look to him with terror. Then to you. What did you think we were, sleeper? He asks. Backup?
My boss doesn't know. I can tell him I did it.
8. He laughs, low at first, then louder, echoing through the chamber like a broken signal. And what is your boss, he says. Another echo, another copy. They don't know anything except what we let them believe. Suddenly, your AT vibrates violently. Radium withdrawal hits hard. System failure. Memory fragmentation. Reality lock 63%. Your vision blurs. The targets in the chambers begin to speak, not all at once, but in eerie unison. You were supposed to die last cycle. One by one, their monitors flatline. But they're not dead. They're awake. And now, they're standing up.
Okay, fuck this. I run out of there. Roll D10.
Four, you push forward, through the thrum of the chamber. But a wall is in your way. The door you came through is now sealed, shut down by the facility's own emergency lockdown procedure. You're trapped with the targets and your double on one side, and a horde of corpses in metal cages on the other. And now you realize something even worse. They all have guns.
Well, no, that's bullshit. There was only one target, and he died apparently, but his consciousness went into another body. But that doesn't matter. The job is done.
Nine, you crush the red radium capsule between your teeth. The rush. It's a familiar rush, like all of reality being amplified at once. Clarity, control, power. But it comes with a price. Neural burn, cognition imminent. You race for the chamber door, but it's locked and your AT flashes red. Core malfunction, hasty exit unstable.
Okay, try to hack the console. Roll D10. 1, Hacker Man.
Five, the screen is fried, but there is a secondary panel. You have a moment to access it before. Beta override active, your AT flickers. G-Unit cognition grid, mind reading, mind control. They'll be waiting.
Okay. Hack second panel. Roll d10 equals 10.
Your fingers fly over the secondary panel. Code spills across the screen in fractured bursts. Access granted. Emergency tunnel. Sublet route. Clear for 37 seconds. Warning. Cognition grid activated. Mind scan protocol initiated. The door hisses open, revealing a dark, narrow service tunnel lined with flickering red lights and exposed wiring. You don't hesitate. Sumunal. You run. Behind you alarms wail, but worse than that is the silence that follows. No footsteps, no voices. Just a whisper in your skull, like someone else's thoughts bleeding into yours. We see you. You push harder, radium fire coursing through your veins, as the tunnel slopes downward and into the black belly of mainframe 6, the ghost tunnels. Do you keep running, disappear into the depths, turn and fight, the CG unit is coming, or realize they weren't chasing you, they were chasing what's inside you?
Keep running. Get away from this madhouse.
1, you race through the darkness, but the tunnel forks into multiple directions. Your AT flashes again. Radium level, critically low. C. G-Unit in pursuit, distance 53 meters. Where do you go?
Well, I just took Retium, so I don't actually think that's accurate. I'm going to do that again.
It's dark. The tunnel walls close on all sides, lit by a faint crimson glow that seems to pulse like a heartbeat. Familiar, dangerous, but you don't pause. Just keep moving, down into the depths of the tunnels as the alarms wail above. It's a twisting maze, like a network of veins and arteries pumping through the mainframe. Each turn seems longer, as if the tunnel is changing itself, trying to slow you down.
Okay, activate night vision eyes and search for a way out. Perception D10. 9.
Perception check failed.
No, it's not failed.
You're already straining eyes.
I got 9 out of 10. That's not failed. I don't know what's doing this. Not true.
1, you activate your night vision, but the world doesn't clear. Instead, it blurs. Colors twist. The tunnel walls... 8, your sight shifts. You see the walls and tunnel floor like an eerie, infrared glow. The light is harsh, like looking through a scope, but it reveals something. A set of service panels, set into the wall near the right corner. The tunnel has 2 paths now, left or right.
Use AT to search for heat signature for exit.
And there's something ahead. Barely visible, but it seems warm compared to all the other signals around it. Exit located. 140 feet. Southern portal. It seems too easy.
On the left or right?
The signal is coming from the right tunnel.
We go right and I try to make call to handler.
7. You sprint down the right path. Your breath ragged, the radium burning through your veins. The heat signature grows stronger. You can feel it now, warm air seeping from ahead. He flickers as you activate comms. Calling, hidden source, silent line. No voice, no response. Then a distorted whisper cuts through, barely audible under static. Do not trust your mind. And then silence. The line dies. But something else doesn't sit right. That voice. It wasn't your handler's. It was yours. Awesomeness touch.
I slap myself because I think I'm getting hallucinations.
You do, hard, snapping your head back in a flash of pain. But there's nothing in the dark. Nothing behind you. Just the dim, pulsing glow of the tunnel walls. Then, a noise above, the faint creak of metal. You freeze, straining to listen.
Climb up exit.
You reach up into the tunnel's ceiling. Your fingers find an iron rung, rusted over but solid. It holds steady as you climb. The hatch is set into a steel frame, just above your head. It looks heavy, but you push it and it gives, groaning as it slowly swings open. You look through the crack and see a faint light in the distance, but also a figure moving toward you.
Exit tunnel.
You push open the hatch, climbing out into a massive chamber. You're still in the ghost tunnels, but this part is larger. Old equipment lines the walls, lit by emergency lights that cast the whole place in an eerie red glow. And there, a figure turns from the shadows at the far wall, like a statue slowly coming to life.
Use night vision, search for exit.
Your night vision turns on, revealing the room in a harsh green light. You're in an enormous maintenance bay. The ceiling rises high above you, disappearing into shadows. And the whole place is packed with old computer racks and dormant servers, like a maze stretching into the dark. But there's one way out, an opening on the west wall, outlined by dim blue lights and a faintly pulsing glow.
Run, D10 equals 5.
You sprint toward the blue-lit exit, your boots echoing through the cavernous chamber. Halfway there, your AT screams, Zeta collapse, radium crash. Your vision flickers, the night vision overlay stutters like broken code. Then, pain. A crushing wave hits your skull, like someone squeezing your brain. You stumble, catch yourself, but you're slowing. And from behind, silent, deliberate, the figure begins to move. Not chasing. Hunting. This? Dolache Sheet the separate dentinatures necessitaries. Hunting, journs.
I've done too much retium.
It hits you like a ton of bricks, the sudden crash. A wave of nausea washes over you, and then the pain returns, worse than before. Your head is screaming. Your body shivers. Even through the night vision, you start to see flashes of color and light, like glitches in reality. Then, through it all, you see a silhouette moving toward you. It doesn't stop, it doesn't hesitate, it just keeps coming.
Okay, use Kappa kinetic power to drop stuff on it. Roll D10. Another 5.
5. There's so much pain you can barely focus enough to use psi. You reach out, trying to channel Kappa energy. But it's like grasping at water, your mind slips and the energy dissipates. The silhouette takes another step. It's closer now. Close enough to see through your night vision. Something is wrong. The silhouette is glitching, like a signal that's failing. Like bad code.
This must be mind melt from the psi power I experienced.
The pain spikes, and it's unbearable. But you can already guess what's happening. You've overloaded your system. You can't think straight, can't focus enough to use psi. The silhouette moves again, and now you see something even more terrifying. A second figure, just barely visible behind the first. Something else is wrong. It's moving in sync.
It's not real.
The words are out before you even realize what you're saying. It's not real. A moment later, the silhouettes stop. They stand perfectly still.
I keep moving out.
Seven, you force your legs to move. Just keep going, pushing through the pain, the dizziness. Your AT flickers again. Memory stabilization failed. You are not alone in your head. The corridor ahead warps slightly at the edges of your vision, like reality is softening. But the blue-lit exit is still there, closed now, just a few dozen feet. And then, a whisper behind you, not from one voice, but many, layered together. We are what remains. You don't look back. You run, stumbling forward as your neural implant screams with feedback. And finally, you cross into the light. Cold air hits you. The city's distant hum fills your ears. You've made it to Sub-Level 9 Outer Rim, a forgotten maintenance zone on Mainframe 6 underbelly, where steel beams jut into darkness and neon signs flicker from far above like stars in a dead sky. No pursuit. No voices. Just silence, and the echo of something buried deep inside you. Not just psi power. Not just Rechium burn, but a truth that won't stay asleep anymore. Radium crash, critical. Psi stability, unstable. Location. Ghost tunnels, exit point Sigma 9. Do you collapse here and ride out the crash? Call for extraction if anyone will answer. Or realize, you're not running from them anymore. You're running from what they built inside you.
Use AT to find map path to elevator exit.
9, your AT flickers, struggling through the psi backlash, but you force it open. The holographic interface sputters to life, painting a dim blue grid over your vision. Sub-Level 9. Elevator access, Tower Lambda 300 mir status. Intermittent signal. Authorization required, hidden source clearance Omega or higher. A faint route glows in red, snaking through collapsed walkways, abandoned rail spurs, and a narrow mag conduit tunnel. But something's off. Halfway to Lambda Tower, the map glitches, and for a split second it overlays an alternate path. One not on any official schematic. Labeled, Route Unregistered, Access Denied by Default. And beneath it, a whisper embedded in the code. Only the broken can find it. Do you follow the official route to Lambda Elevator? Or dare to take the glitch, the forbidden path to Annex Royale?
I make a note of the GPS and proceed to the elevator.
With the route committed to memory, You start moving again, staggering toward the shaft where the elevator waits. But your body is failing, radium withdrawal already setting in. You push forward, leaning on the walls, stumbling past shattered maintenance vehicles and rusted machinery. Up ahead, you see it, Lambda Tower, a high-rise with a single working elevator.
Take more Retium, roll d10. 1, oh dear.
Eight. You shove another red capsule into your mouth. The pill is bitter on your tongue. But seconds later, the drug kicks in, pumping energy into your veins and numbing the pain in your head. You reach the elevator door and scan your eye. The control panel glows orange. Authorization required.
Well, it seems to be fine with me taking more Retium anyway. I flash my AT.
The console flashes orange again, then green. The elevator doors swish open as you step inside, the metal walls bare, the interior dimly lit. The elevator rises. And there's a moment, in the quiet, where everything is calm, but the silence is just waiting.
I try to cool my glider with the AT, roll d10.
7. The console lights up with a low tone, displaying a menu of options. There's no sign of a connection.
Oh, the sound's gone out.
The console lights up with a low tone, displaying a menu of options. There's no sign of a connection, but that doesn't stop you from trying again, forcing the AT to broadcast a request for a glider pickup. No response. Except for a soft buzz, and just maybe, a faint static sound, trying to answer, but it's too far away. And getting further.
Okay, I have to take a quick break. This tune, by the way, is called Stalker from my album Dragon Emperor. You can find that at 01breaker.net or 01breaker.bandcamp.com. And the name actually came from me creating another kind of plot from this world that I just kind of sketched out and was into at the time when I started writing that tune. Okay, where are we? Not sure if anyone's tuned in or if, not looking at a shout box or anything. This, streaming this live just felt like the most effective way to do it. We are playing The Children of Isis RPG from my book of the same name by 01breaker. It's called PsyOps Agent RPG here. I changed that recently to make it maybe more accessible to people on character.ai, but now it actually won't let me change it back to Children of Isis for some reason. I think they've kind of started maybe banning copyrighted material, even though it's my own story. But I guess it doesn't matter. I'll put a link to this in the description at some point, but if you go to 01breaker.net, you can find the links to the story on Amazon, and then this game, and then video concepts that accompany this on my YouTube channel, Razor Industries, and all my albums and even clothing. So go check it out, 01breaker.net. Right, so where are we? Okay, so we kind of found a way out of these sub-levels into another building that's called the Lambda Tower that I had access to. This is still in the defunct area of Ghost City. To see what it says next.
The elevator slows as it finally reaches the Lambda platform. The doors open, revealing a vast, dimly lit chamber, its vast ceiling and metal walls lined with flickering neon. The chamber is massive. Wide corridors connect across the entire platform, leading to different sections of Mainframe 6. You step out of the elevator, and suddenly, something shifts in the dark. Someone standing in the shadows, watching.
I'll stop with the creepy bullshit. I keep getting stalked by weird things. And then part of me thinks it's hallucination at this point because he's had all this Retium and encounter with massive amounts of psionic energy. Show yourself!
No response. A moment passes. The figure, if it's really there, doesn't move, just stands motionless in the shadows, like a ghost.
I'm losing my mind. It must have been the psionic encounters.
You whisper to yourself, your eyes searching the darkness. Silence, and then, it wasn't just the psi power. The voice is low, tinged with a faint echo, and it came from behind you.
I turn around.
Nine, you turn fast, hand reaching for a weapon that isn't there. But the voice speaks again. You don't remember me, but I was with you in the chamber. The figure steps forward, just enough to be seen under the flickering neon. It's you. Not a twin. Not an illusion. Not an illusion. But the version. A version of you. Older, eyes hollowed by time, face lined with scars that weren't there before. His uniform is torn, his AT cracked, and in his hand, a black rhedium capsule. He looks at you like he knows everything about what's coming. Because he already lived it.
You're the third clone.
He nods slowly. I am. The third version of us, the clone that came before. A grim smile spreads across his face, and you see the truth in that expression. And I'm here to tell you something very important.
I don't know how many more big reveals I can handle.
The other you takes a step closer, his eyes boring into yours. Most people think of us as the past, he says. Shadows of someone who could have been but wasn't. He lowers his voice to a whisper, almost like he's afraid someone will overhear. But I know the truth.
You mean our shared mind repeated?
The man smiles again, the expression twisted by scars and pain. You still think you're one original? He asks. A single mind that they keep copying? His words send a shiver down your spine, a cold chill in the empty air. You truly are the first, but not the last.
Go on.
4. He takes a deep breath, as if the truth is painful to speak. We're not copies, we're iterations. His voice cracks slightly. Each one wakes up thinking they're the real one. Each fights, runs, survives. And when you fail, when your mission collapses, they delete you and launch the next version. He looks at his hands, trembling. I was you 3 cycles ago, and I know how this ends, unless you change it. Suddenly, his AT flickers, a warning. Zeta alert, containment breach, memory feedback imminent. His eyes snap open wide. They're coming. Don't let them reset you.
I need to report in.
Seven. You reach for your AT, your fingers trembling as you try to open comms. Ding, hidden source, silent line. Again, no response. Just the hollow hum of dead signal. Then, suddenly, the screen flickers with a corrupted message. Zeta override detected. Do not report. Your handler is not who you think. The hidden source does not exist in this cycle. Your breath catches. And from behind, you hear the faint click of boots on metal grating. Not just one set. Multiple. Closing in fast from the corridors around Lambda platform.
Reach out with Psi to see. Roll D10. 3.
Your mind reaches through the air like invisible threads, straining to use psi energy without a radium boost. And, for just a moment, something seems to answer. A faint whisper in the air, a presence that brushes against your mind like a wave on the beach. And then the connection vanishes. You can't reach whatever is out there, because the soldiers are almost here. The sound of boots is deafening now, their footsteps rattling through the metal halls.
Who is that? What do we do?
You and the older version of you turn as one, eyes wide. The soldiers round the corridor's edge, weapons drawn. Uniformed officers dressed entirely in black, helmets hiding their faces. Don't move, one shouts, and their voices are warped through built-in voice modulators. The soldiers take a few more steps forward, fanning out to circle your position.
I'm a hidden source deep operative. Stand down.
The soldiers hesitate, weapons raised but not lowering. Their voices still filter through the modulators, but you can tell they're confused. "What's your designation?" one of them asks.
Omega class.
"9, you speak with authority, your voice cracking slightly, but your stance strong. Authorization Zeta 9. Stand down or face immediate termination protocol." The soldiers freeze, some glancing at each other, their modulators clicking like something in their heads is recalibrating. Then one steps forward, slower this time. "No, Omega has been active for 23 cycles, he says. Your designation is invalid. A new alert flashes across your warring. Shin conflict hidden source systems offline." And then the older you grabs your arm, his grip tight. "They don't serve us anymore," he whispers urgently. "They serve the system, and right now, we're anomalies." The lead soldier raises his weapon again. "Identify source of neural signature or be neutralized." "Do you?" "Use Psi before Redium crashes completely. Run, back into Lambda Tower's service ducts. Or let them scan you, and risk what they'll find inside."
"You don't have clearance. Obey me or die."
The soldiers hesitate again, some looking more uncertain now. But the lead soldier only raises his weapon higher. "You have no clearance," he repeats, his voice still even. "Scan, or we will force an identity. You and your companion."
"This man isn't on my team. Scan away." "This man isn't on my team. Scan away, but you'll be in trouble for this and mind wiped."
The soldier looks between you and the older you, his face still hidden behind the helmet. Then he nods to the others around him. "Hold your positions. I'll take the subject for scanning." One of the others responds. "Be careful, Sergeant." You feel the older you tense beside you, like he wants to say or do something, but is holding back.
"Call HQ, request my handler." I spelled it wrong. I don't know what the handler's name is. Let's make him up.
The sergeant gives you a suspicious look, but a moment later, his helmet flashes with a soft red light. He seems to be listening to something. His words come a moment later, his tone still guarded. The sergeant gives you a suspicious look, but a moment later, his helmet The sergeant
Why is the sound gone?
The sergeant gives you a suspicious look, but a moment later, his helmet flashes with a soft red light. He seems to be listening to something. His words come a moment later, his tone still guarded. HQ is being notified. Request. The sergeant gives you a suspicious look,
I don't know what
but
it
a moment
sounds
later, his helmet flashes with a soft red.
The sergeant gives you a suspicious look, but a moment later his helmet flashes with a soft red light. He seems to be listening to something. His words come a moment later, his tone still guarded. HQ is being notified, requesting confirm on identity. Breaker 7.
The sergeant's eyes narrow slightly behind the helmet. Then he seems to receive an answer. Request approved, he says, and you can almost hear the irritation in those words.
Then he seems
Scan
to
the
receive an
subject.
answer. Request approved, he says, and you can almost hear the irritation in those words. Scan the subject. I don't know why the sound has gone.
The sergeant's eyes narrow slightly behind the helmet. Then he seems to receive an answer. Request approved, he says, and you can almost hear the irritation in those words. Scan the subject.
Go ahead, tired of this BS.
Seven. The soldier steps forward, raising a black scanner, its tip glowing faintly red. Hold still. Neural imprint verification in 3 seconds. You grit your teeth, forcing yourself to stay calm. Psi powers flare at the edges of your mind, ready to lash out if this goes wrong. The older you whispers one last thing. They won't see what's inside, but they'll know it's not supposed to be there. The scanner hums, and suddenly, pain. Not physical, mental. Like someone ripping through your memories with claws made of code. Your vision whites out. And scan result. Neural signature. Unknown orange, found in Datus. Omega class Sigma anomaly detected. The soldier stumbles back, almost like he's been hit by something psychic himself. What the hell are you?
I told you you would be mind wiped for digging. Now arrest this man and take us home.
The man takes another step back, lowering the scanner. We're not authorized to transport an unregistered subject back to HQ, he says, his voice suddenly sounding less sure. But I have one option.
Go on.
The soldier's face is still shielded. It's impossible to see his reaction, but he speaks in a quiet, tense tone. We have a holding facility here. It's not on the books, and it's not supposed to be operational, but we can hold you there. He hesitates. Then, you and the subject will be contained until my commanders make the final call.
No, I don't think so. I am your superior.
He hesitates again. The other soldiers behind him look uneasy. Then he continues, more firmly this time. With all due respect, Omega, you were listed as KA after you disappeared. You've been removed from the database. You have no authority, not anymore.
Of course I am.
The soldier's voice takes on an edge of frustration, like he's fed up with arguing at this point. I'm not going to fight you. I just have my orders. And my orders are to take 2 unidentified subjects to the off-grid facility, where we're allowed to keep you while we decide what to do. If you come quietly, it will all be sorted out. If you don't, he hesitates again, I'll be authorized to use force.
You know too much. Use psi power to turn them on each other. Roll d10.
Seven. You reach out again, focusing your mind as the adrenaline courses through you. And this time, you can touch something. An energy, a code. Like you're not in position to do any real damage. What's going on? One of the soldiers asks as the others look around. It's enough to make them lower their weapons, looking confused.
You may take this man, but I am leaving.
Seven, you lock eyes with the lead soldier, your voice steady, laced with a subtle telepathic nudge. You may take this man, but I am leaving. The words don't just sound in his ears, they settle in his mind like a command already obeyed. For a moment, silence. Then, the soldier slowly turns to face the older version of you. You are detained under Sigma protocol, he says, voice flat now, compliant. It's clear to go. The other soldiers shift positions, raising their weapons slightly toward your clone, while subtly lowering them from you. Your AT flashes, gamma success, compliance induced, short duration. But deep down, you feel it too. That wasn't just persuasion. That was something else. And as you turn to walk away, your clone locks eyes with you one last time and mouths silently. Don't trust what comes next.
I whisper back in psychic, I won't.
The older you gives a nod, barely visible in the shadows. A silent moment passes between you, and then you turn, walking away, leaving them behind as you head back into the depths of Lambda Tower. But something's eating at you. Something the older you said. The next time you wake up, everything will be different. Your hand tightens around the radium capsule in your pocket.
Find exit and make way to mag strips.
Moving through the labyrinthine halls of the tower, you navigate the corridors and service ducts as well as you can. It takes time, but eventually, you find the service tunnel that leads outward. You see the maglev exit, and the dark tunnel beyond it, stretching into the distance. Your AT flashes again. Protocol Omega route clear, for now. You step out into the tunnel, the maglev track stretching like a dark, shining path into the distance. The lights are low, the tunnel silent. The emptiness broken only by a faint whir of maglev tech and, in the distance, the hum of machinery. It's eerily quiet, too quiet.
Use AT to call glider.
Your AT blinks and flashes for a moment as you make the connection. Initiated. A moment later, you hear the distant whine of the glider's engines. It's on its way. It's on its way.
Thank God. Call handler, we have a signal now.
Before you tap into your AT to reach your handler, fingers trembling as the interface flickers. Ding, hidden source, silent line, again, no answer. But just as you're about to abort, a voice cuts through, low, distorted, almost glitching like a corrupted file. Breaker, don't trust the signal. It's your handler's voice, but wrong. Too fast, like it's been spliced from memory. Then static swallows it whole. Your AT flashes one final message before going dark. Communication intercepted, location exposed. Somewhere far above in the city levels, the distant wail of sirens begins to rise.
Wait for glider.
6. The tunnel hums with silence. Then, faint at first, a shimmer in the dark. Your glider appears, gliding smoothly along the mag strip on silent electromagnetic rails. Its matte black surface reflects nothing. No lights. No insignia. It stops before you, hatch hissing open automatically, as if it knows you're not alone in your head anymore. You step inside, and as the cockpit seals, your AT flickers one last time. New message. They're watching through the radium. Outside, a single red drone light blinks, high above in the tunnel's ceiling, and then vanishes into shadow.
I plot path to HQ.
You plot in the coordinates of HQ, and the glider takes off, rising quickly above the tunnel like a dark bird in the night. The city rises up around you, its neon lights and endless towers stretching out in the dark beneath. You're high above the traffic now, surrounded by silent shadows. Then, far off, in the heart of the city, a line of red lights flares to life. Police helicopters. They're moving fast. And they're headed right toward you.
Keep gliding.
8. You keep the glider low, hugging the skyline, weaving between mag strips and shadowed overpasses. Your AT flashes. Unregistered glider in Sector 9. Armed response en route. The city blurs beneath you. Neon signs, flickering ads for Synaptech implants, ghostly billboards selling salvation. You're almost to HQ's outer perimeter, but then, warning, signal jamming detected. Your navigation stutters, and your radium capsule pulses in your pocket like a dying heartbeat. Someone doesn't want you arriving alive.
Call tech support.
4. You tap into your AT, desperately trying to reach tech support. Hidden source, offline, no response. Then, after a moment, a strange voice cuts through. Not yours. Not anyone you know. Do not trust the signal. It whispers again. The radium is listening. And just like that, the connection dies. Your AT flickers one last time. Final message received. They're already inside your mind.
Oh, we can't do it. We have to go AWOL. Like we're obviously a target now. We know too much. Okay, drive manual and veer off to the nearest backstreet bar.
Seven. You shut off the AT, cutting all signals, and grab manual control. The glider lurches as you dive low, skimming over a collapsed mag strip and weaving into a narrow service alley between two derelict towers. Neon signs flicker above, 200 m left. Half burnt out, casting red shadows on wet steel walls. You land hard, no time for finesse. The hatch hisses open and you're out, disappearing into the maze of back streets where scanners rarely reach and drones don't follow. This part of the city is alive with noise, the thump of bass from underground clubs, laughter laced with synth-laced breaths. AUG junkies huddled in doorways like ghosts waiting for an upgrade that'll never come. And up ahead, Kano's bar, your old haunt, your safe place. Or at least, it used to be, but now? Lights inside pulse just a little too slow, music playing just slightly out of sync, like something's been waiting for you to come home.
I walk in confident I'm not tracked with my AT down.
8. You stride in, shoulders back, face unreadable. The bouncer, A hulking figure with chrome jaws and red ocular implants glances at you, then gives a slow nod. No scan, no challenge. Like he knows you. And you cast to you soothe. Inside, the air is thick with smoke, synth beats thumping deep in your chest. The bar glows in neon crimson and broken blue light, flickering hollows of dancers frozen mid-motion, their faces glitching like corrupted files. You move to your usual spot at the back, a shadowed booth where no one watches from behind. And just as you sit, a glass slides across the table toward you, no hand delivering it. Just there. Inside, a red liquid that looks dangerously familiar. Your AT stays dark, no signal, no tracking. But something whispers beneath your skin. You weren't followed here. You were expected.
I knock back the drink and spark a cigar.
7. The drink burns. Wrong kind of heat, not alcohol. Something neuroactive. Your vision flickers for just a second, like the world stuttered. Then the cigar lights with a soft hiss, flame dancing to life in your hand, though you don't remember striking it. Smoke curls into the air and twists, not like smoke should. It forms letters, briefly, before vanishing. You are still in the loop. A voice behind you, soft, familiar. Didn't think you'd make it back in one piece. You turn slowly, and there she is, Lady Hanja, alive. But her eyes, they're different now, glowing faintly red beneath the lids, like something's been implanted that wasn't there before.
What? Are you real?
She smiles that same sad smile she always had. Come on. I think it's time we talked. And she slips into the booth across from yours. You watch her, eyes narrow, watching for a sign. There isn't one. Just the red light reflecting quietly in her eyes. I bet you have questions.
I sure do.
She nods, one hand reaching for your glass. You were always the smart one. She takes a sip, doesn't even wince at the wrongness of the liquid. Ask then.
And I guess we'll leave it there on that cliffhanger. And first, write a synopsis of current events. What happened?
Lady Hanja takes a long sip, gathering her thoughts.
No, I don't mean that. I mean, just give a recount of everything.
After a pause, she leans Lady Hanja sighs. She's not quite the person you once knew. Hanja folds her hand.
Okay, well, never mind. It was a bit confused by that. I just wanted to see if it would do like a synopsis of everything that happened in this quest. But yeah, this is the Children of Isis RPG based on the book of the same name by myself at 01 Breaker. You can find that on Amazon and Waterstones. 01breaker.net is where you'll find links to all this, including the book, this RPG, videos related to it, and my albums. PsyOps Agent RPG is what it's currently called on character.ai if you want to look for it there, but you'll be able to find a link at that website or even in the description once I edit and update it. So I've been 01 Breaker doing a live playthrough of my game Children of Isis based on the book of the same name, And I really like how it extrapolates from the themes and concepts in the story and then just turns it into this mad, mind-melting, just dreamlike existential nightmare. It really kind of leans into like what I've done, and the book itself serves as a lore book if you wanted to get into this game yourself, and it's definitely worth checking out. Go read it. 01breaker.net. Alright, catch you later.